So your task this week is to try and recreate this image as closely as possible, focusing on the tonal shading elements within the image. So all that means is looking at the dark, medium and light tones within the image. Now, if you've got some shading pencils at home, such as B, 3B, 4B, 5B, these would be brilliant to get those really, really dark tones. However, you can still achieve that just by using a normal pencil. I'll show you the difference here. So using a 5B pencil, you can get really, really dark tones. And what we're looking for within your tonal shading drawing is the range. So from that very dark, applying quite hard pressure with your hand, blending through those midtones. And as I'm doing this, the pressure on my pencil is getting lighter and lighter, all the way through to those really, really, really pale tones where you're barely applying any pressure at all. And we're looking for that full tonal range within your drawing. You can still achieve this using a normal pencil. You just need to be a bit more clever about it and thinking about the pressure that you're applying. So you won't get as dark, but you just need to keep working over that dark area to get those darker tones. Exactly the same, changing the pressure of your pencil as you're moving along to get through those midtones and blending out really lightly then to get to those very light tones. So you can see, using a shading pencil and a normal pencil, there's not much difference between it. So don't worry if you haven't got any shading pencils. I'd keep a rubber handy as well. These are really good if you want to kind of rub out any little sections to add in any of these tiny highlight areas within your piece. What I would say that you need to focus on is ensuring that you've got a full tonal range across your whole drawing. So that's light, medium and dark tones. I'd like you to think about the texture within your piece as well. So if you look in the image here, particularly on the spoon here and the handle of this piece of cutlery here, there are little marks of texture. So think about how you could build that up within your piece. So it doesn't all need to be smooth pencil. You may want to kind of start building in using little mark making techniques to build up that texture. And you could do pale shading then underneath that as a base to build that up. So thinking about how we can make this into your drawing look as realistic as possible. I'd like you to think about the contrasting areas within your drawing as well. So if you look at the image here, the difference between the fork and the cutlery underneath is much, much darker underneath. So you want that really strong contrast. So that is where your tonal shading will come in. So the difference between the fork in this pale tones here and the background here in these very dark tones. So it's about showing that contrast. With this image, we would like you to draw it. So what I suggest you do is maybe sketch out a box so you know roughly the right size and you can sketch in your shapes first of all. However, I don't mind if you zoom in and just do a very small section, just focusing on those light and dark tones. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a time-lapse video of me drawing my version of this, trying to look as closely as possible at getting the full tonal range and having a look at mark making as well.